Now, every homicide in Scotland linked to domestic abuse will be reviewed to see if lessons can be learned under proposals published today by the Scottish Government. If the plans are backed by MSPs, the same process would also examine suicides which followed abuse. Our Home Affairs correspondent David Cowan reports.
2 years ago, John Higgins went to a pub after watching a football match, then caught a taxi home and murdered his partner. Amanda McAleer's son found her body the next day. Higgins has now been jailed for life and ordered to serve 19 years before he can apply for parole. If the plans announced by the government are passed by Parliament, that case would be reviewed to see what lessons, if any, could be learned. The minister overseeing the plan says in the last 10 years in Scotland, 63 women have been killed by their partner or ex-partner.
And I think that is imperative for us as a country, whether locally or nationally, that we are prepared to face tragedies in the eye and learn from them and make the necessary changes to protect women and their children.
Claire Ingalls was murdered by her partner Christopher McGowan after he was released on bail. Social workers tried to visit her flat 3 days before she died. As things stand, Scotland is the only part of the UK where such a case would not be the subject of a review. If passed by Holyrood, the aim would be to strengthen the system by identifying what could have been done differently.
Accountability always should lead to doing things better in the future. So I would hope that would happen.
8 years ago, Emily Drury took her own life after being assaulted by her former boyfriend. Under the proposals announced today, such tragedies could also be the subject of a review. Emily's mother was involved in drawing up the proposals.
What I wanted to achieve is saving lives, and I think we can save lives. When you lose your child, you're already plunged into darkness, utter hell, and to try and then form an investigation to look into what went wrong and make sure lessons are learned shouldn't just be down to a grieving family.
The plans were announced at Edinburgh's Holyrood Park, beside a cairn which commemorates a woman who was murdered by her husband 300 years ago, and not far from another memorial to Fawzia Javid, who was killed by her partner on Arthur's Seat 3 years ago. This is an issue centuries old. The hope is that a review process could help prevent such deaths in the future.